In this video we're going to take a look at the expert charge defense, an ability that both standard melee infantry with swords and axes and polearm infantry, spears, halberds, have in Total War Warhammer. The charge defense it's either against large or against all, and both of them remove the charge bonus of the enemy when it hits. So the charge bonus of the Demigryph Knights of 50 gets removed. However, they still have weapon strength of 60, and they still presumably have a whole lot of mass. So let's see what happens at the point of impact with these two units. Impact is made. There you go. So as you can see, the Demigryph Knights, let's see, they are 4,500 health there, 4,459 health there. The health loss of the Demigryph Knights is nowhere in proportion to the health loss of the Spearman at Arms. So 5,000, let's see, 5,490 here, and this unit has 4,735 health left. So it's lost a fair amount of health from the attacks by the Demigryphs, and this guy even went flying. So even though you have removed the charge bonus of the Demigryph Knights, the attacks by the Demigryph Knights are still enough to do a lot of damage to the Spearman at Arms, while the Demigryph Knights barely take any damage at all. Let's see here how things progress. Because the Demigryph Knights, look at all of the Spearmen at Arms getting smashed here. Because the Demigryph Knights won't get their charge bonus thrown back at them, so they will not impale themselves on the spears and the halberds. They will only take damage when the spears and halberds do what they're doing now, when they poke the Demigryphs. So the Spearmen at Arms, let's go back to normal speed here. The Spearmen at Arms and the Demigryphs lose health now quite rapidly. Both units lose health quite rapidly. But the important difference here is that a unit that charged a unit with expert charge defense before could cycle charge itself to death, because it charged in, it got its charge bonus thrown back at it, and the unit, if it had little armor, high charge bonus, it would kill itself essentially. However, now halberds and spears do very little to no damage, aside from those little pokes, to a cavalry unit running into them from the front. So yes, the unit is going to get knocked back, men are going to get knocked down, but the spear unit, you can see that the cohesion is fairly good. So the spear unit is going to be able to, in most cases, hit the cavalry going out again, which has some implications for how you should use cavalry. In Total War Attila, using cavalry was mainly about, at least in the opening patches for the first 10 patches or whatever, the way to use cavalry was just use them to kill everything and anything, and people brought very few spear units because spear units did very poorly against infantry units. So infantry could kill the shit out of spears very quickly, and then the cavalry would have free reign of the battlefield essentially. But in Total War Warhammer, things are kind of different. We're seeing spears on the field now because they can hold for a pretty decent amount of time, and one of the things is because they remove if they are stationary and they brace, they remove the charge bonus of infantry units as well, and that becomes very important because infantry does no impact damage. So when the Spearmen at Arms are holding, or a spear unit or a halberd unit is holding and absorbing the charge of an infantry unit, they remove the charge bonus from that unit, and then they can hold for a long time, given that they hold formation. There are a few other interesting things to note about spears, halberds, and the different weapons in Total War Warhammer, and we'll take a look at those in another video. Strength and Honor.